Good morning, everybody. What am I, like 3 minutes late today? Just 3? How is everybody doing Wednesday? King says 3 minutes is better than 15 minutes. Um, I'm gonna have a conversation with Kings this week. Um, because so many of you said, Jay, when you travel, you need someone to replace the show. At least have someone on the show that can go over the news of the day. So we might work that way. We're always on, you know. Um, we're always ready to go. Let's see. A beardal replacement when you're away. At least if it's King's advisors. Excuse me. If it's King's advisors, he isn't at least he has a law degree. And he reads really well. So you might not get the clutter combustion of whatever's going on with that. I can't wait till my beard grows out a little bit more. Shaved it a little. Got some traveling. Every time I do some traveling, I always get a little trim of the hair, like cut it close so I don't have to fool with it. But good morning, Jay. I'm 37 years old today. Happy birthday. The happiest of birthdays. Don't do anything crazy, Zach. Don't do anything crazy. Enjoy your 37. Enjoy your 37. Jay putting King's Advisors Wicked Mo to work on all his channels. I needed the help, that's for sure. Shout out to everybody on Rumble. Icanalist, Lady Marina, was her birthday. And my kick people, Graham, Spider, Old Man Hatfield, Nerd Slap is over there. Good stuff. Hiding. What about me? Didn't I time you out? Treat. Interesting. A lot of like jewels this morning on a Wednesday. Donna's going into lurker mode. Bruce already starting with the bubbles. He's like, the heck? I super chat you. Must be the other Rick. Must be the other Rick I'm thinking. My apologies. We got a man all the way from down under. Raging Rhino, how are you? No problem, Nerd Slab. Have a good one, man. Thanks for all that you do. Just saying hi this morning. Gonna go over a little some election results here. Look at this guy. So I asked this last night, but I didn't get an answer. But I didn't get an answer. I have an unopened, sealed Mario 2 NES. What do you think it's worth? Do I grade it? How do I sell it? Cheers and thank you. All right, so one of the best ways, I see you, Bella. One of the best ways to determine a worth is type in that exact thing, graded Super Mario 2 NES into Google, and see what comes up and see if people are selling it and what they're selling it for. Jay was nearly on King of Collectibles. That's true. That's actually a true story. They want my Luke Skywalker. That's actually a true story. You know the Asian guy that's on that show? I know him quite well. That's what I would do and see what people are selling it for. If they're selling it, $100, $5,000, whatever it is, the next step is to get it graded. All right. There is I would go to cgc.com. I think that's what that is. Actually, is it cgc.com? It's cgcgrading.com. That's what it is. Go to this website right here. And there's two things to do this. You go right here, video game, click on that. Oh, it didn't show you. Hold on. I have to deal with these people quite often, actually. Go here. And there's two things that you could do. All right. This is very important. There's nothing scarier on the planet. Nothing scarier than sending out your expensive collectible in the mail to a company that you don't know. Two things that you could do here. Number one, I would contact them and try to get someone on the phone. Not easy, but it happens. And say, this is what I got. What do you think? Number two, check all your local conventions that's in your area and see if CGC will be there. That's how I personally do it. Because if they're there, you could bring your product there and speak to a person that works there. They go to cons all the time. They go to big cons, small cons, everywhere because they know people buy stuff and go right there to get it graded. It's one of their biggest sources of income. So they are everywhere. Toy cons, comic book con, like everywhere. So see if they go whatever con you're at, you go and see if CGC will have a booth there. It's a little digging, but they usually tell you. And then I would take the game there to speak to an individual. They will tell you what they could do. If it needs a little cleaning, they could do that. So they could tell you the process, when you're going to get it back, what it's going to cost, the whole 9 yard. That's what I do. That's what I do. Hope that helps. Hope that helps. Good morning, Jay the Bella Stella. I don't know if it's good morning for you, but good afternoon. Look at Mo's in the chat. He's up early. Are you on daily today or something, Mo? They done hooked you in. Depending on the grade, it looks like it could go between $300 to $500. Why aren't you late? Geez, pick a time. Says Clyde for 5. All right, I'll work on that. Golden Dude movie reviews. Good morning, Jay. Plan on getting Amazon Spider-Man 1000? What is that? What did I miss? Amazon Spider-Man 1000? What is that? Why won't Google let me look it up? Mm, what is that? It says Google refused to check the content. What is that? What does that mean? Oh, amazing Spider-Man. What a retard I am this morning. My bad. Carry on. Carry on. I'm stupid. It's 8:15 over here. Amazon. What the freak is wrong? Amazon 1000. These are all the covers. They got more? Boy, they got a ton of covers coming out for the 1000. Which one will be worth the most? That's the key. They got freaking Spider-Man on a horse, a spider horse. Man, this one looks pretty sick right here. This one's not bad either. This one's pretty awesome with all the people in his life and his mask. Dang, 1,000 comics done. That's wild. That's wild to think of. Graded doesn't necessarily increase the value or the game or item. That is correct. That is correct. But in the majority of the time, it does. Jay, did you see Brandon's video on the Rippaverse account yesterday showing that they had to order more copies of the Daughter's Revenge to restock? Yeah, I retweeted it. Cheers. I will be so when I go to Dallas Fan Expo with X-Wing next month, we're gonna be filming a lot of shorts and some commercials because just because Achromatic Chronicles is in the stores, it don't mean nothing unless people buy them. So I've got to we've got to start promoting that you can get these in Amazon, at Walmart.com, and all these I got to start promoting this stuff. I figure I wait. I know for sure me and X Wing will be there together. We'll be in the warehouse, Rippaverse warehouse. Look at B Man doing his thing. So we'll be in the warehouse doing all that, and I'll be filming a lot of shorts and long form and all that stuff, and probably videos to post on Drunk 3PO that nobody will watch, but hey, whatever. Wicked Virtue will be there too. Oracle of Doom says a dang good book. Thanks again. Part 2 is on its way. Kelly says got my Achromatic Chronicles green from Amazon this week. Andy says, do you get more of a percentage if it's ordered directly from Eric? I think no, I don't think it makes a difference. Only because to sell them on Amazon, I think I have to have it the same price across the board. Does that make sense? Like there's no why it'd be weird to sell it for $35 on Rippaverse website and then it's only like $14 on Amazon. Like why would I do that to people? You know, at least that's what I think. So that cuts all that cut goes right into the profit margin, I guess, and shipping. The only thing that will be where we get the highest percentage is the variant covers. So the standard covers that are in Walmart and Amazon, that's the standard. But to buy like, like we see here, like a different cover will be more expensive and stuff like that. And soon we're gonna have the graded Vindicta comics. We're going there to sign. Pricing Chart is a good website for game prices. Jose Taco with the knowledge this morning. You are correct, sir. Wasp with a $50 donation says, joystick doesn't bring me joy. Mario Kart isn't for me. Sticking with my shift stick. It does what I want when I touch it. Mario Kart is a crate. Can we get the wasp emojis in the chat, please? Wasp is so naughty. A little naughty. Mario Kart isn't for me. Sticking to my stick shift. It does what I want when I touch it. Kart is my base, said Bruce. Cheers to you. Jonas says, I keep hearing someone gave you a fat PS3 as a gift. How do I learn this grift? Hold on. I got it right here. It's freaking heavy. Shout out Stephen Brown. Needs to be a little cleaned, if I could be honest with you. A little dusty. This thing weighs as much as like one of them older TVs. I can't remember like how big this thing was, like, and how heavy it was back in the day. There we go. Yeah, look at that bad boy. Did anybody have one of these? Is that the one that can play PS2? Yeah, it's the converter. It plays everything. And it gets really hot. Yeah, it's backwards compatible. I don't know what to do with this thing. First thing is I'm going to clean it up. Also, we have this. Thank you, Was, so much. Thank you. Stephen Brown also gave me Pooh's head on a plate. A little disturbing. With the date of the alleged incident. A little disturbing. What do I do with this? I mean, he went all out, man. Like, I can hang it up on the wall. So I don't know, man. Like, if I'm like having a meeting with clients or something and they're like, what is that Pooh head doing on the back of your wall over there, you know? Pretty especially where I live in this town, like right next to Disney. Whew. Hang it over the fireplace. Oh man. I should check to make sure you didn't put like an air tag in there, right? Shout out Stephen Brown. I'm late. My truck blew a heater hose and had to put 3 gallons of the doggos water jugs just to get home. By the way, you won bragging rights last night. Oh, the Doom statue right there. Predon Corpse with 3 kicks over on Kick, man. Jay's going to sell more at Walmart than coffee brand coffee. Speaking of coffee, flying blind on a rocket cycle for $2. Good morning, all. Jay, just tell people it's a poo platter. Those are the best PS3s. Still plays 1, 2, and 3 games. Yeah. How much is it worth? Should I get it graded? Please, Jay, you know how many customers asked me about the Ryan Kennel Farrell frame on my wall? What does that have to do with a poo's head? That's a little different, don't you think? It would definitely set the mood. 250 to 350. I was telling this yesterday on the gaming stream, man. I'm like, I'm getting close to that point. It's just like I'm ready to sell everything and get a truck and go. Get a truck and go, man. This is freaking funny right here. It might happen. It might happen. You might see like the back room just completely disappeared, and it's like, what happened? Our senior pastor, our youth pastor. If you go to church, you know. This is so freaking funny. Jay's gonna go on a grand adventure. Maybe. I really want to. I'm going on a grand adventure this weekend. Look for the Patreon chat today. I will have the freaking heck, man. I will have the dates to King's Dominion, Hershey Park, Dallas Fan Expo. And I'm taking my Patreon members if they want to go watch Doomsday with me on a Sunday. You know, we got those dates all set up. The Doom statue is awesome, Jay. Did it come with a pimp cup? I don't know where that cup is, but yes, it did come with a cup. This is cupless, unfortunately. Jay just needs some whale to buy him a Mercedes Sprinter van camper, and he'll be on his way. That's it. Yeah, like a Hobbit, like maybe never coming back. Like maybe never coming back. This is an interesting story. Then we're gonna get into some of the election results stuff, but we already know who won. I I you guys might not agree with my take on this. And it's okay. This is why we have a debate. We'll have a discussion in the chat. This is an interesting case. You don't got to do all caps, Bruce. My man won last night. Your man lost. How you like that? This is an interesting case that I want to follow because biological parents sue surrogate McKenna West for $100,000 for breaching contract for not aborting The baby. So she was a surrogate mom to a family. One of the ultrasounds said the baby might be a little deformed or something, and they wanted her to abort the child. And she decided that she's going to keep the baby and take it as her own. A heart problem. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, yeah. The baby has a treatable heart condition. The baby was going to have a correctable heart defect. That's right. They wanted her to abort it. She said no, she's going to keep it. This is why I'm out. I'm going to say some stuff. Probably a good idea, Bruce. No need to get mad at my little show, man. We're all here just having a conversation. Control your anger. I still love him. That's still my homie. Um, I I don't like I am not for abortion. So is it two gay men? Is that true? There's no way. Is it two gay men? Hold on, let's see. You know, there's somebody that you guys know was also born with a little bit of a heart condition. Bro, what are these ads, man? Nine Line Apparel. You got to do something about your ads. They're all over the place. Just use code drunk3PO20. The story is old. I just saw it today. The biological parents of a child birthed by surrogate. Oh, she already had the baby? $100,000 for keeping the baby rather than aborting it at their request. 28-year-old nurse from Alaska, weeks before she gave birth in Texas to their baby, who was born with a serious rare heart defect. They agreed to pay West $60,000 to carry their child, with an abortion clause that allowed them to terminate the pregnancy if there was issues with the fetus, according to the lawsuit. Nashim and Omar, that doesn't sound like two men. Wait, is that hold on? Is that her? No, that's McKenna. The unborn child was diagnosed with a left heart. I don't know. I can't, I can't read. But West refused a request to abort it and instead traveled to Texas, where she would be recognized as the mother under the state of law. Wow. The baby was born August 12th with the name Gabriel. The biological parents insist his name is Rumi. That doesn't sound like two men. You think if it was two men, it would be a bigger story, right? Are you guys just fooling me? Gilkar and Ahmed? Well, maybe. Asked the judge to award them more than 100,000 in damages for breaking their deal. Malicious and outrageous conduct for saving the baby. The intended parents denied that they even threatened to force McKenna to abort the baby. What? Haven't given West anything since she declined to terminate the pregnancy. Okay. Interesting case here. Baby Gabriel. She said every life matters. No woman should be forced to end the life of a baby she's carrying, including baby Gabriel, should receive a chance at life. I don't think it's two men, though. I don't think it's two men. I mean, the truth is, like, there's a lot of like heterosexual couples that that do use surrogates because of whatever reason. Honestly, I don't think that's a terrible idea. I've not, I'm just reading the comments to see if it like if they saying, "Oh yeah, it's two men." Not one comment about them being two men. Hmm. Interesting. She didn't take any money though. She didn't get any money, Cole Hauser. She signed a contract and agreed to the terms. At the end of the day, she took the money. She didn't take any money. It just said in the article that she wasn't given anything because she was going to get paid if she aborted the baby. I don't support that. Okay. I can't make a decision on that. I don't know. So I don't know how that I do know I I do know someone that had a surrogate and everybody's everybody's happy. They're a lot older now, but there's got to be something more to this story. It just seems so awful. BMC CB for $5 sounds that way. Want to wrestle for $1? No, and I'm good. I saw that clip. I'm good. I think it's being abused nowadays. That could be true. That could be true. Why not look to adopt first? I don't know. You know the thing about adoption? The one thing that Florida gets right about adoption is that it's free and they help you. Like Florida is a state that encourages adoption. And I really appreciate that. And if you adopt a child that has a medical condition, they like Florida takes care of medical bills and gives you a little extra to help take care of that child. Like they are like full on, please adopt. We got young people in foster care. Please give them a good home. You know, we will help you. We will pay for their college if they decide to go to a state school. We will it's a lot of you know, some states aren't like that. Some states is very expensive. But Florida, I love the fact that there are children in that are very sick, you know, that are confined to a wheelchair, that have mental things and they are looking for good parents and they're just like, "We will help you. We will help pay for the medical costs. So don't worry about that. We will help with some extra expenses. We will help pay for reconstructing a room for a child that has medical needs, stuff like that." So, you know, actually, Jay, that's a different case. I just checked. Okay, no problem. That's all good, man. For what it's worth, adoption is incredibly expensive in my state unless you adopt a child with a significant medical. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know about other state. I know Florida does it well. Mid Iowa Gamer over on the Rumble side answered prayer yesterday. Had my interview and it went well. 30 minutes after the interview, I was offered the position. Thank you all for the prayers you offered up to me. That's awesome. That's awesome. Congrats to you, brother. That's what I like to hear. Some praise reports. Local Cali residents poo went missing Tuesday. Hey man, hey, I'm not in Cali no more. Do some states make adoption expensive to encourage abortion? Ain't that something? Ain't that something? I would love to say no, but I also would say it wouldn't surprise me if it was, you know? And listen, I'm sure there's people in the chat that agree, disagree. Abortion has been one of those hot button topics ever since I was a kid, man. It was always pro-life, pro-choice. Now, like the Democrats changed the name of abortion to healthcare. And I'm like, man, I hate that. It's not healthcare. Maybe in one case out of one case out of a million, it I don't know. Local officials say the suspect wore a red onesie. No, man, no. It's pro-life versus pro-death. Don't go changing his choice. Yeah. That's why I like Florida on I almost said abortion, adoption and foster care. Like if you want to foster a child for some time, they they take care of you. Now, is there stories where people abuse the foster care system just to get that government check? Of course. Of course there is. And we got to weed out all those people, you know. We got to weed it out. Yellow flash for 10, abortion is murder. That's where I personally stand on it. But it's been like one of those hot button topics forever, man. Forever. Forever. They should I feel we probably would have less abortion if adoption became a little easier. The problem is you have cases out and listen, nothing ain't 100%. We all know this. Nothing ain't 100%. Are there some really horrific cases of people adopting children and doing horrible? Of course there are. It's terrible. Those people should hit the wood chipper, man. It's like they should hit the wood chipper, man. There used to be a torture, right? There used to be a medieval torture. Someone will know the name. And the church of the time did this for people that committed a horrific act to children, right? And what they did was I used to have a channel called Horrid History, but too many channels I gotta like. The disgusting thing, there are women out there who use this as birth control. Oh yeah. That's a whole nother topic. Um there was a medieval torture where they took people and they put food on them and stuck them in this barrel. All right. Forced them to watch The Acolyte. They put them in a barrel. Man, I can't remember the name of this torture. And they floated them down the river to where bugs and fly, and they couldn't, their arms were locked in. Either their arms were broken or they were locked in where they couldn't like get it off. So they were put in this case, head was out, their legs were out, and their arms were out, but they couldn't get into like to get out. And they floated them down the river and they put food on them, sometimes honey or just rotten food. And the bugs would come and the ants and the things would be like they would start to eat the rotten food. Is it called the boo box? And it would start to eat their flesh alive, and they would stay alive for like 3 weeks while the bugs literally ate them alive. They said it was one of the most horrific, painful ways of death um ever accounted for. Is it called? I don't know if it's called the boo box. Let me see. I look up boo box and all I see is like Halloween candy treats. Yeah, but they float, and I see Hook. Like what the heck? Hook had a boo box too. No, that's not it. Ah, what the heck is the name of that torture? It's kind of like that though. They just like so the people would like starve to death or you know putting person in a wood chipper foot first would be worse than that. I disagree, but hey, we all have our tortures, right? Good Lord, read your chat. I don't think I will because now you're yelling at me. Gail always coming in here like seeing she can run stuff around here. Read your chat. Oh yeah, I think that's it. It's kind of like that, yeah. Yeah, read it. Look at this. How do we get on this? The history, I can't even pronounce that word. The excruciating execution method of ancient Persia. I read the one about the Catholic Church that did it to people. It's pretty much the same thing. They put them in barrels. Yeah. All right, you got it right. Look at Nine Lights like please buy our stuff. That's a crazy way to go, man. That is a crazy way to go. That is a crazy way. Could you imagine death by maggots? Dang, man. They would keep them I mean, it all depends. Crazy way to go. Anyway, You wonder how many crimes against like children we would have if this was brought back, if you did this. If we found something on your hard drive, if we did this. Should a man of Christ be condoning torture? Well, they put Jesus on a cross, didn't they? What a great breakfast discussion. Oh, well, let's be honest here. Jesus said himself, if you cause a little one to sin, it is better for you to tie a large stone around your neck and be thrown into the bottom of the ocean than deal with what God has for you. So maybe a little bit. Honestly, I'm a little more fascinated with the history of things. Also, please don't look at me as some kind of perfect man of Christ. I'm just doing my best over here. We're doing our best over here. Bugs eating people. Happy breakfast, people. Billy. How did we get from elections to torture? We were talking about adoption. And some like the horror stories that have come out of adoptions. But yeah. I want you to suffer, but dang, that's a boat. You should go to the torture museum and say, I've been. One of the most brutal tortures in that torture, one of them that I thought was crazy was a pirate torture. They would go to the Caribbean and they would cut out bamboo trees. They would go to the bamboo area, cut the trees to like a spear all the way down to the ground and tie the victim up on the ground in the Caribbean in the sun or whatever, and the bamboo would eventually grow through them because it grows so fast. How insane is that? I was like, talk about a slow death. Just laying there. It was that they actually had that in the Pirate Museum. They did that in Vietnam too. Pirates did it better. Pirates did it better. Oh, you're still here on Mutual. Are you still mad at me for talking about torture? Mm. It's not clean and by no means fast. Yeah. Old man Hatfield says, I was married to a dumb blonde leftist. I know torture. Heck of a morning topic. How about Jesus? Am I right? Boy, you guys like getting on me. Oh. Graham had a good one over there. All right, we'll move on. People are like, I knew Jay was a fake Christian. I knew he was fake. Let me pull this up right here. Here we go. We'll go over some of the elections.
Fox News Alert polls just closed in Florida, and there's a lot at stake. DeSantis is about to be termed out, and votes are pouring in for his replacement. Byron Donalds just clinched the Republican nomination. He has Trump's endorsement. Over on the House side, Republican Corey Mills is in the hot seat. He could lose his primary. But the fresh action: can communism play in Florida, the Sunshine State, now ground zero in the battle for the soul of the Democrat Party? The communists have proven they can win in coastal cities and in the Rust Belt, but Florida's a different animal.
Now it's time for us to not just be quiet, because silence is complicity. Now is the time for us to stand up and lock arms and be willful accomplice in this fight against fascism. Now is the time for us to meet this oppression with resistance.
That's Angie Nixon, no relation to Richard. She's running for U.S. Senate. Her opponent, Vindman. Remember him? The left's pasty impeachment witness. Bad case at TDS. But Angie, she's a whole different kind of cray-cray. In the spring, Angie was arrested for staging a sit-in outside DeSantis' office. The day before, she stormed the Capitol in Tallahassee. Hot pink and a bullhorn.
The question now recurs on final passage of HB 1D. The clerk will unlock the machine and the members will proceed to vote.
If Angie's in charge, Florida man can do whatever he wants, because Angie wants to abolish prisons.
I want to abolish for-profit prisons because I believe right now people aren't educating our children, and they're ushering them into the school-to-prison pipeline because they want to exploit labor.
But she'll make one exception. Quote, "I can't wait until Donald Trump is arrested and held accountable." So prisons are racist unless you're throwing the white man in them. That's what she's running on. Get whitey. And if you cried when Charlie died, Klansman. Quote, "It is beyond disrespectful to introduce resolutions honoring Charlie Kirk. If you support it, you are a tool of white supremacy." And I did not stutter. Angie's a one-trick pony. At one of her little Zoom rallies, she booked a poet to call the state of Florida, you guessed it, racist.
Agua Florida, Ponce de Leon haunting the fountain of youth at a genocide theme park. The smudge of the Timucua people slaughter, we water, where voodoo priests, santeras, and shamans pontificate premonitions and prescribe spiritual baths for mal de ojo. How I-95 cut Miami like a fresh wound.
Calling the place you want to rep racist is a bold strategy. Obama didn't even try it. NBC's like, are you sure this is going well?
The president and Republicans have been very eager to paint the entire Democratic Party as communists and Marxists. Do you worry that those attacks could resonate in a place like Florida, especially considering all the Cuban-American population there?
Look, we can argue all day about people's labels.
Cuba's 90 miles from Florida. Millions of Cubans fled communism and set up shop there. So if you want to win Florida, you got to connect with the Cubans. And when they hear politicians say everything's going to be free, they know what's next. They're going to lose their freedom.
Are we ready for Medicare for all? Are we ready for universal child care? Are we ready for paid family and medical leave? Are we ready for a $25 an hour minimum wage? Are we ready for free college? Are we ready for a Green New Deal?
That's Oliver. He's a communist running for a House seat
He
against
lost.
Jared Moskowitz.
The only thing is that crazy Democratic Socialist black lady is running against a Republican come November that hates Donald Trump. So we're kind of in a little pickle with that one. We're in a little pickle with that one, but I don't think that lady has a chance. So at least, you know, he'll be a state senator. So that'll be all right, you know. This guy, he lost. But these are just primaries, by the way. It's just primaries. Other than that, the Republican Party came out in full force over the Democrat. Like it's just like massively red.
A Democrat who's kind of a wise guy, but he does come on Fox. Jared backs Israel, Doge, and he just won. AP just called it, probably because Oliver was running on sucking every billionaire dry.
Give me a number. What percentage of every dollar should every American be able to keep after they pay the government, local, state, federal?
It depends on the range of income that someone is making. For billionaires, I think that billionaires should be taxed out of existence.
We have a little theory on why Oliver hates wealth. He went to Exeter, best boarding school in the nation. He probably got bullied or something happened to him, but he's out for revenge.
He probably got
Usually
bullied.
with these communists, it's some kind of family or personal issue. They blindly lash out at the system because of white guilt or anti-colonial propaganda they heard in school, or they just hate their dad. These communists they're staring down the barrel at seasoned machine politicians. Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Oh, this lady.
She's been in the House for 2 decades.
How does she keep
Former
winning?
DNC chair. She was there when they rigged the primary for Crooked against Bernie. Debbie just won her primary, but it wasn't pretty. She had to fight off a commie named Elijah who wanted to run the white lady out of town.
We cannot have somebody who claims to be an ally to our community come in this moment, the moment that we're in right now, and take away our representation, one of the last remaining opportunity districts that we'll have in the South being held by a white Democrat. That's unacceptable.
Elijah Manley is a black, gay, Gen Z Jewish communist. If only he was an illegal, he'd check every.
He is a black, gay, Jewish communist who lost. I kind of wish the Republican was running against him. A black, gay, Jewish communist. I mean, you want to talk about checking the boxes, baby? Right there. What's this feeling on Palestine? I don't know. The people that, like I've said a million times, the biggest problem is good people with common sense, they don't want to run for political office, and that's a problem. Because they don't want to go through all the crap that comes with it. But I do think seeing this type of stuff stir up is going to activate and trigger more people like the donut operator and stuff like that. Like the guy that, Martin, who the Halo guy running for office. It's going to pull good people in and say, I can't do this anymore. The fact that the communist people and the socialists are just like, for some reason, they're getting crazy amounts of funding, crazy amounts of money to run for office and take over. Florida wasn't it. Florida ain't it. And now, there's going to be a full-blown civil war within the Democratic Party, and I'm here to watch it. It's going to be the socialist versus the old guard. Just like this guy here. He's like, get that old white woman out of office. We can't have a white woman. She's holding the Democratic Party back. It's going to be a full-fledged I hope it happens in 2 years. I hope that the volcano hits with that, commies are not legal, so why are they not being arrested? Your guess is as good as mine. And who's funding them? China, Israel, I don't know, man. It could be some guy that's so rich that's like, oh, my bad, Florida Frank. Yeah, Brandon Harris. Sorry. I always put those two together. Sorry about that. Thank you for correcting me, Florida man Frank. Democrats, socialists are more retarded than actual Democrats. I mean, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. We might get the thing is whoever wants the thing, in my humble opinion, whoever wants this wants America to be in such chaos that they're not number one in power anymore. You know what I mean? So even if it's a like whoever wants this, I mean, remember we had people from Black Lives. What was it like? People from Black Lives Matter were funding parts of the KKK, or some kind of black association was funding the KKK because chaos can. If there's chaos, you can control it. You know what I mean? If they just want America to crumble and be so chaotic, while they're like, okay, America's got a mess here that we created. Now we can rise above. The SPLC. Yeah. That's it. Southern Poverty Law Center was funding the KKK to cause chaos because they can go to donors and go, hey, look at the KKK. We need more money. Oh, yeah. We got to fight them. All right, now let's give them more money so they grow a little bit. All right, cool. Look, they're growing. We need more money. It's all chess. I just want some nice cup of coffee, and what's up, Dan? George Soros is an international terrorist that should have been deemed as such. I'm being, what do you call this? Black pilled, red pilled. That's why the more I watch this stuff, the more I realize the only hope is Jesus Christ. And one day God will put it all together. When I get to heaven, and the Bible says that in heaven, everything will be uncovered. When I get to heaven and we realize how much of a puppet we all actually are in this big scheme of things, I'll be like, really? So this person didn't have my best interest. And this person was actually friends with this person. And these people were actually together and they just said, hey, man, you want to do something fun? Let's cause chaos from around the whole world. We're so rich and powerful, it's not going to affect us. Watch all the ants scattered. We're going to pretend that we're enemies online, but in actuality, we're going to
South being held by a white Democrat, that's unacceptable.
Elijah Manley is a black, gay, Gen Z Jewish communist. If only he was an illegal, he'd check every box. Here's his wish list.
Now we're going to do rapid fire. Rapid fire. Do you support Medicare for all?
Yes.
Universal child care?
Yes.
Abolishing and prosecuting ICE?
Yes.
Abolishing private prisons?
Yes.
A Green New Deal?
Yes.
National rent control?
Yes.
Restoring temporary protected status for Haitians?
Yes.
You know the kid in high school whose parents always said yes? How'd that kid turn out? No bueno. Elijah's position on the border, let's just call it unique.
I'm saying if they come into the country illegally, which means crossing the border illegally, and they have a rap sheet back in their own country, are you okay with them staying here?
What I'm saying is if a murderer comes into the United States of America, sending them back for them to just come back over the border doesn't make sense to me. If you're a murderer coming to this country, put you in jail. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think Elijah understands how this whole thing works. We're not catching and releasing killers at the border. Even Biden didn't do that.
Where are we? Speaking of torture, did you see Mo reading super chats last night? Sorry, I missed these, my friends. Sorry, I missed these. I still prefer my father's method of punishment. All my dad had to do was give me a look, and I was terrified. Magnum Norris being extra generous this morning. Communist Control Act of 1954. It's right there. Use it. They seem to forget that, They seem to forget that. I never thought in my entire life I would see socialists and communists running for office. Like, I never thought I would ever see that. I thought but here we are. And that's the problem. We talked about this before. Starts with the education system. Make the young people stupid, then make things too affordable, right? And then have a guy show up and go, you should be able to have these things. You should be able to live where you want. You should be able to have the money that you deserve. Also, I'm going to pay off all your debt, so vote for me. Yes, I'm a socialist. Yes, I'm a communist, but people got us all misunderstood, We're all a little misunderstood. So just vote. Okay, sure, boss. I want a home. Pay off my student loan. It's where it is, man. I'm telling you, starts with our children. Starts with our children. Revamp the entire public school system. You'll change this country in no time, man. In no time.
This is a whole new Democrat scene. 10 years ago, when Debbie was running the DNC, she just brushed it off.
Well, what is the difference between a Democrat and a socialist? I used to think there was a big difference. What do you think it is?
The difference between
a Democrat like Hillary Clinton and a socialist like Bernie Sanders.
What's the difference between being a Democrat and being a Republican?
Well, what's the bigger difference? What's the big difference between a Democrat and a socialist? You're chairman of the Democratic Party. Tell me the difference between you and a socialist.
The relevant debate that we'll be having over the course of this campaign is what's the difference between a Democrat and a Republican?
I think there's a huge difference.
When you ignore a problem, it doesn't go away. It just gets bigger. That's what happened here. Elijah Not So Manly was even on a warpath against HIPs.
Hakeem Jeffries needs to listen to the base of the party. The vast majority, the polls are showing that the vast majority of our party, they want Medicare for all. They want us to restrict aid to Israel. That's what the people want. People are tired of status quo politics.
They all underestimated the Bernie bros. The machine thought they buried him in 2016, but dead man's walking with a whole army of commie zombies behind him. How do I know the Democrats are terrified? They keep screaming their safe word, Big Tent.
I think the Democratic Party has to be a Big Tent party where people can have different ideas on how we solve a problem as long as we agree that that problem exists.
Well, you know what the communists say the problem is? Capitalism, cops. Does little Andy agree that's the problem? If his party's not going to be honest, it's over. James Carville, all year, screaming about the threat of communism, how he was going to leave the party if they won. The party's not big enough for the both of us, he said. Well, they won, and he downplayed it. You're not worried about the communists taking over the party?
No, they're a bunch of silly people. Those people you had on there, those DSA people, they're a pack of fools. No one pays attention to them.
Well, they've already gotten attention from New York to Denver to Michigan. The question is, can they shake up the party tonight in Florida? Now, if they do, the party's facing a war on multiple fronts. A lot of Democrats are like, well, if you can't beat them, join them. Now, the Bidens are coming down with commie fever.
If you want to call it socialism, to say that you believe that it is a right for every American to have access to health care, then so be it. If you call it socialism to say that every child should have access to a decent education from kindergarten through college at an affordable in an affordable way that's safe and secure, then I don't look at that as being socialism.
Hunter's not going to get away with putting lipstick on a pig. What he's feeling in his heart, Schadenfreude. He is delighted to see the establishment get kicked in its teeth after what they did to his dad. Hunter's like, you didn't want my dad? All right, how about AOC?
I see the future of the Democratic Party in every way. I think that AOC, not only as a communicator, but as someone that can, that has an instinct to find common ground, that believes that in order for that we do have to have.
This is crazy. I can't believe I'm like listening to this. Like, this is real. Big win that most people don't know about. Trump has cut off the federal aid for BS degrees, mostly Marxist degrees. Great win that people don't talk about. Thanks for bringing that up. We're taking these small victories, man. These little small victories. And we're going to, we got to stomp this stuff out.
Some kind of radical change, and that's not a radical thing to say.
Hunter just wants to see someone suffer besides himself. The Democrat machine, MAGA, he doesn't care. Well, tonight, we're going to find out if Democrats can stop the bleeding or if they're going to need a bigger tourniquet.
I got to tell you, PU, when it comes to the Democratic brand, the net favorability rating of the Democratic Party. You know, back in 2018, when Democrats, during the first Trump presidency, right, when they were able to win back control of the House, they were even. They were even, right? Favorable minus unfavorable, even at 0-0-0. Now look at this. 25 points underwater. Oof. Oof. You know, the Dem brand, as I said, it's not too good these days. It's not too good. It kind of smells like a New York sidewalk in the summer.
And this just in, the AP projecting communist Angie Nixon winning the Democrat primary for Florida's open Senate seat, defeating deep state darling Alexander Vindman. Kevin McCarthy.
Grapthi's hammer for 5. I wouldn't be surprised if the Hollywood trope of the misunderstood villain is tied to the brainwashing of young people to accept socialists. Well, the beautiful thing about what's happening in Hollywood is that I think Hollywood as a whole is like dying. This merger and everybody's like suing the state of Hollywood and leaving it. I feel like what it was, like go to California, live in Hollywood and become an actor. I think all that is just it's dying. Now, can it be repackaged into something else? Of course it can. Of course it can. And yes, do we have a bunch of movies that are doing very well? Oh yeah. This is a big year. But it still doesn't change the fact that the two number one viewed things for young people today are live streamers. They'd rather watch live streamers than go to the movies. So maybe with this whole merger and crack, like Hollywood being split up and it moving to different states with different type of laws in play, maybe we'll see a change. Maybe. I got Mo Good last night. Homosexual. That's pretty funny. I saw that. I think I was on when you did that. Maybe. But I could you know. So far, what's the biggest movie of the year? Spider-Man. Not even close. But Odyssey did $1 billion. Super Mario Galaxy did $1 billion. A lot of big movies. We haven't seen that in a while. Doom will probably do $1.5 billion. Live streamers pulling the youth away from the message is why they want to keep the youth off the internet or control it. Control it. Andrew the Collector's correct. Was not moving Paramount Studios a week earlier to make his threats here. You're correct. You know, the Democrats are in bad shape when John Fetterman makes the most sense out of all of them. Yeah. 8 movies made $1 billion this year. It's maybe, yeah. I got to check. They're saying Dune won't hit $1 billion. We'll see. My biggest gripe from being from Minnesota is that the politicians who commit crimes and treason like Tim Walz are not in jail for stealing the constituents' money. And they won't be. And that's our biggest problem from stupid Republicans that won't do anything. That's like what I said. Is like when I get to heaven and it's like Jesus is like, hey man, they were all in on it together. They were all best friends. It's just a big ploy for to create fear with the little guy. Didn't really matter. Oh yeah, maybe. Well, at least I'm in heaven. I want to go see my grandparents now. Love that Florida has election results in a timely manner. Yeah, that's the crazy thing. President Trump dominated the Florida primaries. Once again, the Trump endorsement remains the most powerful tool in politics. MAGA isn't going anywhere. We had a lot of wins. Again, though, this is just the primaries. This is just the primaries. Also, I find it funny that these people say that the Republican Party is racist, yet we are electing a black governor in Florida. You know? How about that racism for you? Florida is speaking loud and clear. Sean Hannity, I know that's not everybody's favorite, is right. This is what a free state looks like. Byron Donalds locked up the Republican nomination for governor. Ashley Mood cruises in the Senate primaries. Democratic Socialists get crushed in Florida 25th. Far left self-proclaimed socialist Angie Nix wins the Dem state primary. Good luck with that in November. Republicans turned out bigger than Democrats. Results came in fast. No California-style delays. Florida stays red. The socialist experiment just got another reality check. Trump energy is alive and well in the Sunshine State. Did I just read everything he's about to say in these 2 minutes? Pause.
Right here in the free state of Florida, where I live, far-left socialists are trying to gain a foothold in this state. Good luck. Unlike California, you don't have to wait 2 months for the results of today's primary. In fact, look at this. We have races that have already been called. Speaking of which, a big congratulations to Byron Donalds, who will be the Republican nominee for governor. Also tonight, we'll cover a series of shocking crimes in blue states and cities, including a masked man in Philadelphia who is terrorizing a local neighborhood, and a so-called street takeover in Los Angeles. It is costing local businesses there a fortune. But we begin right here in my state of Florida, where the results are pouring in. Look at this. The race has been called for Byron Donalds. And here with the very latest is Dana Marie McNichol. Dana, you know, if we were in California, I wouldn't be asking for this report probably for 2 months out.
Well, hey, Sean, well, luckily we are not in California. And looking at the latest results, the socialist test failed for the congressional primary. Now, DSA-backed Oliver Larkin, he will not advance. Voters really didn't take to his far-left ideology. Larkin ran on things like abolishing ICE, free college tuition, ending aid to Israel. He wasn't able to beat two-term incumbent Congressman Jared Moskowitz, who ran as a pro-Israel moderate. Larkin tried to get the younger Gen Z and millennial crowd, but just couldn't push through the affluent, heavily Jewish 25th district here, where Israel was a central issue in the race. Now, looking at some of the numbers, it was more than a 10,000 vote difference. As for the U.S. Senate race, Ashley Moody will advance as the Republican candidate, getting over 1.2 million votes. On the Democrat side, there was a major upset. Self-proclaimed socialist Angie Nixon won the nomination, a left-wing victory against establishment Democrat Alex Vidman. Nixon, she will face an uphill battle this November against Moody, who is heavily favored to win. Now, as expected, as you already congratulated Byron Donalds, he has secured the Republican nomination for governor, beating out second-place Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins. And Sean, we will have to wait and see if Governor Ron DeSantis endorses Donald. So far, he's been somewhat quiet on who he wants to precede him. As for some of those election results today, Republicans came out in far larger numbers than Democrats. So that could indicate what the midterms might look like here in Florida.
Going to be interesting. This is funny right here. The left are melting down about... I mean, oof. This lady is like, I mean, she's got to be a troll, man. Jennifer Welch, like she is quite literally the dumbest woman I have ever listened to. And again, progressive white women are probably the biggest problem, in my humble opinion. You know.
On January 6th. Meanwhile, this should.
Oh my gosh. She starts off with January 6th. January 6th.
Up cops on January 6th. Meanwhile, this should be the lead story, is clearly suffering from massive mental decline. He is out of his mind with all of the show and tell procedures that go on in the Oval Office. 2 days ago, he gave 3 press conferences in a row. And if you don't think he has dementia, let's just discuss the time that when he was on the campaign trail that he tried to perform oral sex on a microphone. If Joe Biden did this,
I hope this is what Democrats do
be
next
an
year.
ER.
If this is the Democratic strategy, congratulations, America. You've already reelected Republican majorities as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, because Trump's approval is in the low 30s. It's in the low 30s right now.
Coming up next for
The Democrats are saying Trump tried to perform oral sex on a mic. We need to get him out. That's going to be their strategy. Scott with another home run saying, I hope this is what they run on. All they have is like January 6th, and nobody cares. I don't even think certain Democrats care anymore about January 6th. I don't think they care. Man, is it already 9:30? Shout out lurkers. I didn't even, man, this time is we've flown by. Thank you for being a lurker over here. 400 plus people. Thank you for your super chats, for your love, for the non-lurkers. But thank you, lurkers, for being here. You are the ones that never mentioned January 6th, and we are very happy for that. Also, do me a favor, get my travel bag. I'm actually, because we've sold a good amount, we didn't hit 50, but 221B was actually Donna says, I don't do anything anymore because you accuse me of spamming. Oh, give me a break, Donna. Joe Biden wasn't our president. It was all auto pen. But yeah, like I think we've sold enough that we are working on a sling bag. I thought I brought it up here. That's pretty cool. Then also the winners of the giveaway on Patreon, the first batch of stuff came out. Well, I guess that's not going to help if I hide it, right? Jay apologized to Donna. I'm sorry for saying you were spamming. The Patreon giveaway stuff is on their way. I take that 199 bag everywhere. I love that thing. I'll never say anything else again because Jay threw poop at me. Mego says I got mine. Jay needs to buy Donna a popcorn bucket at the movies. I will do no such thing. You could buy her one if you want. Looks like she's getting sympathy in the chat. So there you go. I'll be using my fresh bag next month on a trip to California. We will not reward the spam queen with a popcorn bucket. I get all the sympathy because my boobs are bigger than yours. Well. All right, that was a good one, Donna. That was a good one.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
She wins. Popcorn bucket will be bought. I'm King Lurker. There's a battle between good and evil, and I believe that people will stand up in this country and fight back against the demons that want to destroy us. God bless the USA. We're trying, man. We're trying. Hopefully I have a answer about those Bibles too. I want to get those things. Show your boobs, Jay. Let's show her. Dan, I don't know what kind of sick fantasy you got going on over there, but I'm telling you now, no one wants to see that. I got this. I got to do all my. I got to do all my grifting right here. Like, what are we doing? I got to do all my grifting. Make sure you pick up my books. Join the Patreon. Buy my bag. We got a sling bag coming. Come hang out with me and Donna at the movies. The only way you'll know is if you join the Patreon and see the dates. We're going to watch Doomsday. Andrew said, Jay, remember, this is a guy who watches your show with no clothes on. All right, you're going to have to send me a super chat because that was...
Weird, buddy. You're weird.
Was going away, but Dan Vass brought me back to call him the greatest gay metal singer of all time. Let's go. I love the chat. I love all of you guys, man. Be excited.
Excuse me.
Okay.
I cannot speak English, but I'm excited. I love it. Yeah.
Also, I'm getting my team together. We will next month. We are going to start the Christian podcast. It will be Wednesday afternoon. We're just going to do it once a month to see how it flows a little bit. So we've put a team together. And the team, we're going to be adding different people of the team. Eventually, we're going to get some women in there and stuff like that. It's just going to get started. So that's all. I'm excited for that. It'll start in September, Wednesday around 7 p.m., I think, here on this channel. Okay, it's Bible thumping time. I'll go find something else to watch. Yeah. That's what I thought. So only people that are interested in that will be. Yeah, you don't have to watch it. We need X-Wing to start tuning out Crusader swords for reasons. I agree. I agree. It should be an interesting show. We're going to react to some clips and talk about faith and pop culture and stuff like that. It's not going to be my way is the right way, your way is wrong. You should include a Catholic in the podcast. I agree. I'm looking for one now. I'm looking for one now. We have a selection, so we'll see. Biachromatic Chronicles or Dan Vass will show up to your house and use your bath towels. Use your bath towels. I'm actually looking for a priest. If you want my honest opinion. Someone that's like serving. Spider says Jam Catholic. Jam a priest says Spider Unlimited. You coming to King's Dominion, Spider? Or is that too far out of your wheelhouse? What about Hershey Park? It's always great hanging out with you, man. Always Ghostly gifted a membership. Shout out, man. Too far. That sucks. I already got I appreciate y'all's recommendation, but I got a list. I got a list. You're gonna be in Colombia this weekend. Yeah, I will post that all in the Patreon today. I'll post it all in the Patreon today. Where I'm going, what we're doing, all that stuff. Jay, my avatar likes your hat. That's awesome. We need more. I think we need more of this in our country. What do you guys think? Also, I missed streaming for 2 weeks, so thank you guys so much for all your support, like, and me trying to catch up to get these, so much going on, man. Like, Patreon's like kind of where I post everything. So if I end up reposting stuff about like stuff we got going on, like the Bibles and the bags, I apologize. I'm also in the middle of writing 3 books. Whew. That's why I need help with these YouTube channels, So I on a serious note, I really appreciate you guys like always showing up and everything. Man, I mentioned Bible Talk. We had 417 people. I mentioned Bible Talk, and we're not even going into Bible Talk. And look how everybody leaves. Man, you guys need Jesus in your life. Come on, man. Come, show up, hang out with us in September. Let me get your free ticket. Donna says she'll help. I know it. Listen, I tease Donna a lot. She's good people. I tease her a lot because I love her. Like, that's, you get what I'm saying? If I tease you a lot, it means I love you. So that's the plan. That's why I'm gonna call you, Kings. We're gonna work something out. Everyone's talking about Pastor Manning. Oh, oh, Pastor Manning, the black pastor. I get it. I kept wondering why people were, Jay must hate me then. Why would you say that? You're gonna hang out with me at King's Dominion. Spider, reach out to me privately. I think me and Mo and a few, like, we might do a dinner. So if you're there, like, come and hang out. I love to give Jay a hard time, no pun intended. It's all love. Homosexuals famously dislike Jesus. Really? Pastor Manning is cool. He might actually come on. He actually might. If Pastor Manning comes on my channel, he might get the channel taken down. That's my only problem. That's my only problem. The last person who told me I need Jesus in my life was a cheating ex-girlfriend. The irony made me laugh at her. Hey, man, the truth is, Robert, Christians aren't perfect. We're broken people trying to figure it all out. We're all broken people. We're not perfect, not by a long shot. Paying my lurker tax received. You don't tease me a lot. It was a joke, Jay. Oh, my bad. Aren't you coming to meet me at King's Dominion? Place Beyond Space? Or am I thinking of somebody else? I don't even know. Let's play the clip. Let's play the clip. When does one know they have this skill or talent? When does one know? I would love, I'm going to ask Grapthar's Hammer. I don't know if you're still here. I'll be there 100%. Fantastic. Are you going to Busch Gardens? Williamsburg? I got to get back there, man. Busch Gardens, William. You know, oh, man. Now you've triggered something in my brain where I'm like, maybe I stop by Williamsburg, Busch Gardens on the way home. Oh. Anyway, let's keep going.
127.
I would rather have white women do this than be in politics. No offense to the white women in here. I'd rather have white women do this than the progressive white women we see in politics. If they all found a hobby, those crazy white women in politics, like this, the world would be a better place. The world would be a better place. That's all I'm saying. It's a lot of hard work.
Come on, girls, let's go. 128.
Look, they're actually being judged. Come on, guys. Which one of these is wifey material? Come on, man.
This would be 124.
I'm dying, man. I'm dying.
24.
The midday mixers today at 12:30 on the Drunk 3PO channel. It's today with Mo, Colehauser, and Wicked Virtue. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's gonna fall through the floor.
29, 129.
Ladies!
You pick first, Shay.
Come on, ladies, let's eat.
It's chicken calling, man. This is chicken calling, not pig calling. Who won? I want to know who won. Who's the winner here? Bizarre chicken calling contest ruffles feathers at Iowa State Fair. Man, the comments are not kind. They're not kind. All they doing was calling chickens. I feel like not calling this my chirps bring all the chicks to the yard is a missed opportunity. Lifeline News. I got secondhand embarrassment. Michelle. She likes her Xbox and cats. I'm afraid that's probably a porn site. I don't even want to click on that. If you mute the video, it's just a mooing contest without sound. Whoa. Only at a state fair can yelling at chickens become competitive entertainment. America truly has a contest for everything. From Sinbit founder, Body Temple Gym, Truth Over Trends. I don't know. The Master Race. My goodness. Somewhere a chicken just heard its soulmate. Clarence McQueen. There's no push right now. Oh, okay. We're gonna. Let's not do. I call foul play. Oh man, this is the kind of stuff that we might save for the Christian podcast, because this is ridiculous right here. Y'all can leave now. Bible talk. Here we go. 383. Well, we have returned to the torture conversation. Nothing foul about this context. Oh. What's up, Beetle Johnson? Hope you're doing all right, brother. I know it's uncomfortable to think Jesus was wrong, but I want to assure you Jesus can be wrong. Wow. I mean, they just barefoot in the podium.
But I want to assure you, Jesus can be wrong, because being wrong is not the same thing as being sinful. It is one thing to uphold systemic oppression. It is another thing to let it go unquestioned until it is pointed out to you. And then what matters is how you respond. So then the disciples come up to Jesus and they're like, would you please just get rid of this woman? This Canaanite woman? She's got no business with us. Get rid of her. So Jesus agrees. All right, I'll get rid of her. And he tells her, I have not come to help you.
Dang, look at that congregation. What really breaks my heart is that some of the I feel like I can almost guarantee that some of these elderly people have been at this church since they were young, and they just have built in such a tradition that they just don't leave. My grandparents were like that. They went to the same church when they were young, and they saw the church just change, and not like this, and they just didn't leave. They just didn't leave. It's because it was just part of. I can't explain. It just was part of like what's going on, you know? Like they couldn't leave. So I that's what I feel. They just like, I've always come here, so there's nowhere else to go.
I have been sent only to the children of Israel. But she insists. And so he gets grumpy. And he says, it is not right to give the children's bread to dogs. Dogs. In Koine Greek, the word is kainarion. In fact, this word is a derivative of kaion, which means dog. Kairion means little dog. It's actually worse than it seems. There have been arguments that the diminutive makes it softer, right? But a slur is a slur is a slur. And dog was used as a slur during this time. It was very common in first century Mediterranean culture for Jewish people to refer to Gentile people as dogs because dogs were unclean animals. Dogs were scavengers. They didn't follow kosher rules. Dogs lick the blood. Dogs, according to Proverbs, return to the scene of their own vomit. And we all know what they do once they get there. So dogs had become a slur used by Judeans to refer to people who were non-Jews. Gentiles were considered unclean because they don't follow the law. The same thing that the Pharisees just complained Jesus' disciples were doing, and Jesus defended his disciples by changing our understanding of the law. Now Jesus is doing it to this woman, calling a Gentile woman, a Canaanite woman, unclean, calling her a dog to her face. Honestly, I don't think calling her a little dog softens that blow. If anything, it makes it worse because he's talking to her in a way that demeans her. Once he has the suffering shown to him, once he has the unfairness and the cruelty shown to him, he understands and he broadens his mission. He has listened to this woman. He has listened to the marginalized. He has listened to the one who is cast out.
Hold on, man. I'm about to.
And he changes. This is why Jesus is not being sinful in this moment. He's wrong, absolutely wrong. You don't call people a dog.
I don't know what this is on stage. I think it's a woman. The fact that you would even share to people that, hey, Jesus could be wrong, but not sin. And people took that and went and read their Bible and were like, Jesus could be wrong here, so we're not going to listen to it. Jesus did things to people to see if their motives were actually true and what they believed and what they wanted. There were people, listen, there were people that followed Christ, and my good Christian friends, if you think I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me. There were people that followed Christ because Jesus gave them free food. There were people that followed him around everywhere, hoping that he would perform the miracle and everyone would get a bunch of free stuff. So there were times where Jesus had to make sure, are your motives correct? Do you really have faith in me? Are you just one of these people that just want free stuff? Is this who you are? So yes, he did. He called her a dog, which was the reference referred to the Gentiles. And she still said, look, even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table. And Jesus immediately was like, I haven't seen this much faith in a minute. Everything that you asked for is done. Boom. Just like that. There is so much knowledge in that story where he did that in front of people. So he could use her faith as an example to all those around and say, look at this woman and the faith that she had. Even in the midst of being called a dog, she still believed and had faith in me. And her request was granted. Jesus did this to others as well. There was a story of the rich young ruler who came in and said, man, I went to church. I know all the verses. I give my tithes. I give everything. And Jesus said, hey, one more thing you got to do. Sell everything you have and give to the poor. And then, hey, man, come be my disciple. The rich young ruler said, no, I ain't doing that. And Jesus was like, see, the guy just played church, man. He just played church. He doesn't really want to follow me. Do you really want to follow me? And then Jesus would say hard stuff to people because he knew there was a lot of people following him for the free medical care. They wanted to see miracles. They wanted to be entertained. They wanted to see if he's going to be arrested. Oh my gosh, go hang out with Jesus. He's giving a sermon. Free food, free fish, free bread. Let's go. He'd look at him and be like, you know, you really can't be my disciple unless you pick up your cross and carry it with me. And for a lot of people, they're like, are we still getting the free fish? Are you still handing out bread? I don't know about carrying that cross stuff. Constantly did that to people. When he called the disciples were fishing in their they were hanging out, like doing their family business. He goes, hey, I need you to follow me here. Said that they immediately left their nets and followed him. Sounds like Jesus was exposing everyone's true intentions who looked for him. Well, you got that right. Every time the Jewish leader showed up to try to trick Jesus, Jesus was like, yeah? You trying to trick me here, Billy? I got one for you. They came to him and they're like, hey, should we pay our taxes to Caesar? You're supposed to be such a good teacher. Tell us. And he's like, yeah, give to Caesar. He goes, what is on your money right now? He's like, yeah, a picture of Caesar. Well, give to Caesar's what is Caesar's and give to God what is God. It shut him up really quick. He had a way of doing it, man. He had a way of doing it. That's why it's important to read your Bible, man. These people that go to this church, man, God be with them, man. Read your Bible. Don't let someone read it for you. I can go on and on and on and on and on, on and on and on and on. Holy crap. Jose, for $1 on Rumble, when you do your U.S. tour, there's a Texas Pirate tour where to hit all the pirate historical sites along the coast. I think you'll love it. I would love it. There are LGBT flags at church in my area, and it makes me want to throw up. Same here. I agree. We need a Saint Bernard co-founder of the Templars. Yeah. Read what the Canaanites are into in Leviticus and in Deuteronomy. Child sacrifice, temple prostitutes, bad stuff. Corn Pop was probably a Canaanite, a bad dude. Commies love to use the redemption possibility as virtue to allow criminals back in our society. They use our values against to destroy us. Yeah. Can we just get back to a country that does stuff like this? This is one of the coolest. Listen, I don't even smoke, but after watching this, I feel like I want to take a smoke. Once in a blue moon, I'll have a celebratory celebration cigar. But when I saw this, I was like, why don't we make cool stuff like this, man? No wonder people smoke back. Look how cool this is, man. Look how cool this is. I'm not advocating people smoke. I'm just saying, like, look at this old invention. I'm looking at this. I'm like, all right, he's putting in, I guess that's the filter. Putting in the tobacco. So you get the little paper. I guess you get a little wet. If you try to quit smoking, don't watch this segment. This will make you want to smoke. I'm just saying. Puts it in there and watch this. Then you push it down. But he got to sit. What the heck? What the heck, man? We used to be a proper country. We used to be a proper country. I'm not saying you should smoke. I'm just saying that's pretty freaking cool. I don't want anybody getting the cancer or whatever comes with it. I'm just saying. I'm just like, man, that is freaking, like, how cool is that? This is for poor people? Hold on. Graham said I used to have one of those. Really? When I was too poor to smoke regular cigarettes. Is that for poor people to make their own? So if you buy a pack of cigarettes, that means you're part of the upper crust. Bro, could you imagine if I was having a business meeting and a guy pulled this out while he was talking to me? I'd just be fascinated. Then I'd be like, please don't light that in front of me because I'll start coughing and probably break out in a rash. But I'm just saying. I didn't know where he was going here. I was watching this and I'm like, what? Wait a minute. You put this here. Why don't you just roll it yourself? You know, I'm like, why don't you just roll it yourself? And then when he closed it and I was like, what the freak? Jay would ask to roll everyone's cigarette. Oracle of Doom says weed is more fun. Don't do drugs, people. That's where I'm at. I'm not a smoker, but I like the invention. We used to be a proper country. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Don't be vaping either, man. You don't need to vape. Come on. What are we doing? Feel good story of the day, man. Here we go. We're ending on some positive stuff. I just thought it was cool. Maybe it's not a big deal because I'm not a smoker. But look at this. Man finds an elderly laying in a puddle.
You okay?
Yeah.
And more of this, man. More of this, please. Doesn't matter about the color of your skin or anything. More of this. I think there is a... Yeah. Look at that. The news report says he runs a nonprofit for kids. Maybe that thing needs some publicity because this guy is awesome and deserves it. Complete stranger helps older woman who fell on the road. Man, that lady could have died there. I'm with Spider. What did Spider say? Looks a lot like poo. Hey, man. Hey. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Man, this show flew by, man. This show flew by. Look at this. More and more. Listen, more and more video, please, of stuff like this. More and more video. I picked that beautiful flag up off the ground. Look at this. This might get me a little choked up. This might get me a little choked up. Double amputee Marine veteran rescues U.S. flag from busy interstate. Beetle Johnson with 5 gifted memberships on X, keeping the Rose Tico alive. Mullis, I think as I say his name, who lost both legs after an explosion during his second tour in Afghanistan, got out of his SUV to retrieve the flag. He said, seeing the flag on the ground broke my heart because it reminded him of those who sacrificed for the country. It's just, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful to have. We just need more people to respect how amazing this country is. I'm not saying, everyone has to go rescue a flag they see on the ground, but it's a start of respect, Icanalist said, I smoked one cigarette I found when I was a kid. Dad caught me and eat my butt. Never did it again. Wait, what? Oh, correction. And beat my butt. Never did it again. Oh, thanks for that correction, says Alf. Oh, man. And listen, I hope, everyone has respect for their country, It's like Canadians have respect for there's problems, yes. Everybody got problems. But if people had a little more self-respect for their country, then maybe things wouldn't be so bad, right? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening in Dearborn, Michigan about the Crusades and stuff. We'll get into that tomorrow. We'll get into that tomorrow. I think that's it for today. Midday Mixer at 12:30 on the Drunk 3PO channel with the crew. That will be some of our pop culture news. What the heck? Hold on. One last video for all you fellas. Becky from marketing after her third vodka soda at the company happy hour. Clearly it's a skit, but that is freaking funny. God bless you guys. Have a great day. I'll see you in a few hours. So much going on, man. August did fly by, and so much cool stuff. I hope I get to see you guys at a meetup. I hope I get to see a lot of you. So much is going on these next 2 months. Nothing but love for you guys. Thanks for all the support, and I'll see you in a little bit. I'm hitting the red button. I'm out.